Hey, it's July 23rd. Welcome on into another episode of Daily Cards here on ClaibsOnline.com. I'm Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey, as we are presented to you each and every weekday by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rammer, the Cardinals had a really impressive homestand to start off the second half of the season, taking 2 of 3 from the Giants, 3 of 4 from the Cubs, and I mean, if you want to get a little greedy, they could have done even better than going 5-2 this first week of the second half.
Well, I'm beating the same drum as I have for a few months now. Pitching speed and defense has to be the hallmark for the Cardinals, unless they can prove that they can put up consistent offensive numbers. That still has not been the case. 5 hits last night, 5 walks. 5 walks is good. That's a nice trend, drawing some walks. 5 hits is not going to be enough most nights unless you have a pitcher like Kim and a bullpen that's almost perfect and you play really good defense. I know they had an error, but it didn't hurt them. Pitching speed and defense, that's what the Cardinals are doing well. The game they lost against the Cubs, it's because the defense cost them the game late. So they got a scratch for runs. And they did that last night. They made some terrific plays defensively. And as I said, Kim was marvelous again. 30 innings, 3 earned runs, 22-9 strikeout walk ratio. He has been marvelous.
He really has been. And at some point, I think the conversation has to start about what his future looks like here in St. Louis, as far as extending him out and keeping him here for a while. As we talked yesterday, he just turned 33 yesterday. Celebrated his birthday with the victory as the Cardinals took 3 of 4 games from the Cubs, and now it's on to Cincinnati. They will go and take on the Reds, who this Reds team. I feel like started off the year. I didn't think they were going to be a threat at all this season. I thought they were going to underperform. I did not see them as being such a factor in the division that they have been, but they've had very good hitting. Their pitching has been a lot better than I have expected it to be. I believe they are without Nick Castellanos this weekend, though.
Castellanos is going to be out for a while. I think it's too bad. I think this year, until he got hurt, he was the best hitter in the league. And to clarify, hitting .330 every game, he hits a double. Everybody by now kind of knows my favorite kind of player: high average, high on base, doubles guy. Home run. If you can give me 40 doubles, I know the home runs are going to come because you're hitting the ball hard. And of anybody in the National League, I'd like to have Castellanos, and with some exceptions in the American League, like Ohtani and Trout, Michael Brantley. Those are the kind of hitters that you can count on that are consistent every day, and it's a huge blow to the Reds not having Castellanos in the lineup.
Yeah, and the Cardinals need to take advantage of that as they come into this series and needing to just keep picking up games. You've said it quite a few times. They need to take 2 out of 3 every series the rest of the season if they want to have any kind of chance at contending. And we saw during the month of June, they had a really bad schedule in front of them, and they didn't take advantage of it at all. They're going to need to mix in some sweeps here at some point. They have swept the Reds in a weekend series before. That was here at Busch. It feels like if they want to go on a nice run, that this is the kind of series where you might need to take advantage of a team being without their best hitter and take all 3 from them.
The issue is, first of all, I agree, to get to that 40-win plateau, they've got the Cardinals going to need a couple of streaks along the way, a couple of winning streaks, not just 2 out of 3, but winning 6 in a row and 8 out of 10, that sort of thing. The issue is, can your Band-Aid pitching rotation step up for you this weekend in a hitter's park? the Cardinals don't have the advantage in any of the three pitching matchups this weekend. So it's going to be a challenge. And so therefore, as much as I have maligned sort of the offense, this might be the weekend that you win with offense and defense to support pitching that may not be your strength this weekend.
I know that it's July 23rd, but at some point you do start the scoreboard watch. When you're 7 games out, I feel like every game that you have a lead, you need to look at who's in front of you and just see if you're chipping away at all that night. And when I sit here and I talk about wanting a sweep this weekend against the Reds, one of the things that you can look at is who the Brewers have this weekend. Right now, 7 games up on you in the NL Central. They're hosting the White Sox this weekend. This could be one of those weekends where they are facing the best team in the American League that you kind of hope that Tony La Russa helps out your ball club.
Yeah.
And they take all 3 up there in Milwaukee.
Well, yeah, those are the kinds of things that, that usually make for great pennant race stories. It's not really pennant race time yet, but the Cardinals don't have time. They've dug themselves too big of a hole. So you're right. They need all the help they can get while still trying to win 40 of the next 65 games.
You have this weekend the rotation that the Cardinals are going with for these 3 games. It's 3 guys that, again, I mean, if you were building your 2021 roster, these are 3 guys that you would not have seen being in your rotation this year. As you go with Wade LeBlanc tonight, who has been very good in a starting role, is still looking for his first win of the season with the Cardinals. Jake Woodford making his second start of the season in Cincinnati. We know the history there of Jake Woodford in Cincinnati. And then you have Johan Oviedo going on Sunday after just a brilliant outing against the Cubs this past week, still looking for his first major league victory. So
well, you young metrics guys tell me pitching wins don't matter. So why do you keep bringing it up?
The way that he still, you still want him to have that benchmark though. You still want him to say, "Hey, I got my first win."
See, this is going to make you really angry. You're really an old school baseball guy. You just don't want to admit it.
It doesn't. I'm just saying. I don't think. No. It's not. It's not the fact that wins don't matter. It's that when a manager is forcing a pitcher out there when it's 4 2/3 of an inning in, and he sits there, he goes, "I got to get him this. I got to get him that 15th out. I got to get through that 5th inning so he can get the win." It's playing for the win. That's the issue. It's not getting wins. It's not that. It's when you're forcing a guy into a situation or only using your closer in a closer role in the 9th. Those are the things. That's the thing that I will not be old school on for that. I feel like if you have 2, 3, and 4 coming up, if 2, 3, and 4 are coming up in the 8th inning of a 1-run game, Alex Reyes should be in there in the 8th inning of that. You don't need to save him for the 9th just because he's the closer.
I get to beat you in the 9th then. That's awesome.
You know what? I'd rather my second guy go against 6, 7, and 8 in the 9th inning than go against 2, 3, and 4.
I'm glad because I get to win the pennant. You're in the same division as me. It's great.
Okay, hey, you know what? That's fine. You put your guys out there and get their stats. Their agents are going to love you.
It's not about the stats. It's because those last 3 outs they're not the same. Outs are not the same. The longer the game goes, there is more weight with each out. We probably should do a whole show on this sometime, but and just because a guy is good doesn't mean he's cut out to be a closer. And so those 2 things weigh in. And then the third thing that weighs in is burning up your guy, burning up if you have a guy. Now, all bets are off if you don't really have a closer. If you got 3 or 4 guys that are all pretty good and no one's really established themselves as a closer, okay, that's a different discussion. But is there a given moment in a critical game in your season that you need to shake things up a little bit and win the game now? Of course. But if that is your rule, you will get burned before the season's over and probably fired.
The Cardinals will be going up against Tyler Mahle tonight as the lineup is out for the Redbirds. And it looks like this. Dylan Carlson is in right field. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Nolan Arenado at third. Tyler O'Neill in left. Paul DeYoung at short. Harrison Bader in center. Tommy Edman at second base. And Andrew Kisner is in the lineup tonight, giving Yachty the night off with Wade LeBlanc on the mound. I'm going to make a prediction here. Andrew Kisner hits his first home run of the season tonight.
Very nice. I would love that. I kind of thought they were going to give Yachty tomorrow night off. He does not have good numbers against tomorrow night's starter, so I thought they might do that. He must be pretty tired, or his foot is barking a little bit. He has not played well defensively since he hurt his foot, so it's probably good to get him some rest.
Yeah, no, he just turned 39, Rammer. You know what? I'm 3 years younger than he is, and I'm feeling. I had a doubleheader in softball last night, and I'm sore. I'm just hurting all over. So how he does it day in and day out at 39 is just impressive to me. Hey, before we get out of here, what's the hat of choice for you today?
Tonight it is Black Hawk Down, a book and a film from a while back about military action in Mogadishu a number of years ago, and this is one of those Hollywood trinket things that I had, and today was Black Hawk Down.
You were doing a radio show, and they sent you DVDs and the hat, didn't they?
And we got interviews. Yeah.
I remember how that works.
Do a couple of interviews, get a little swag, and you're King of Beers.
Yeah, King of Beers tonight, and the king of all-purpose sauces, Freddie Lee's Ghetto Sauce, on the shirt today.
I have not tried that, but I'm told it's excellent.
You I will find a way to get you a jar of it. I'll text Freddie Lee. You guys should really, down at Ballparks National in the Ozarks, you guys should be serving those pork steaks in the concession stands covered in Freddie Lee's Ghetto Sauce.
I tell you what, I haven't had lunch. It all sounds good to me.
Hey, tell us about our friends at Royal Banks before we get out of here, Rammer.
It always sounds good at Royal Banks because they're there to help you achieve your financial goals, whether it's simply opening a new checking account that sort of pays its way for you, all the way up to a brand new mortgage, a refi, or a home equity credit line. I know we've got a couple projects going in our house, and without a Royal Banks home equity credit line, we'd be in trouble. But I'll tell you what, if you're a first-time home equity credit line consumer, go to Royal Banks. Unbelievable introductory offer. 314-212-1500 or go online to royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We will be back with you on Monday for another edition of Daily Cards, presented each and every day right here on Mungenast St. Louis, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura has an unbeatable selection of new cars, like the new TLX with $2,500 in loyalty conquest offers and 0.9% financing for up to 60 months. We have all new 22 MDXs with 1.9% financing for up to 60 months, or get a great deal on a new lease. You can get the 21 Acura ILX as low as $239 per month for 36 months, or the new 21 Acura RDX for as little as $399 per month for 36 months. St. Louis Acura, better than ever for you.